Good morning, Flosstube friends. It is Sunday, the 6th of February, and I'm coming to you with a catch-up video of progress. I also have one new start that is also a finish, and lots to share because we have stitched a lot in the month of January. I hope you are well. If you are new, I have to say welcome. Of course, I'm saying welcome to all my subscribers who have been with me for this journey. And if you are new, I hope you'll find something that you like or something that encourages you in your cross stitch. It is a beautiful sunny day, although cold here in Texas this morning. We are on the end of an ice and snow winter storm. We got 2 snow days from school, which was a welcome break, and now everything is melting, so we will be back to normal starting, well, this morning and tomorrow for work. Just one of those storms that we were warned about, and what they predicted did happen, but as far as I know, no one in our area lost power. There were some power outages in other areas of North Texas, but we were so fortunate to keep power and stayed very close, did not get out because the driveways, the sidewalks, and the streets were sheets of ice. If you have watched the news, you are aware of what we have just come out of here in our area. The good thing about snow days is you're not expecting them, and so you pull out your stitching without guilt. You enjoy extra reading time and extra rest. So I think I'm starting the work week tomorrow refreshed. Was very blessed to be in worship this morning, and so we'll get a good start to our week. So let's get into the cross stitch. That's why we're here, right? This new start, which is also a finish, was a gift for Christmas last year from one of my daughters. It is Blackbird Designs Merry Christmas, a very small sampler. But once I started this sampler, I could not put it down until it was finished. I had gone to my local needlework shop, the Stitch Niche, 2 weeks ago, I believe, to get the fabric for this. And I also splurged, which I most often do not do, and bought the specialty flosses. These are either the Gentle Art or they are, oh, there's another one in here. What would the other one be? Goodness, people, Gentle Art. Well, they're all Gentle Art, but some are the Simply Shaker. So I had a sweet stitcher who works there help me choose the beautiful specialty flosses, and the only one I did not purchase was the cream colored because the variegations were not enough to make me want to buy the specialty, and I just used the DMC conversion. But I'm having so much fun having them on the ring the way so many of you do, and I just left them on the cards. So I have these for another project, which is exciting. And then the fabric that I chose, or that they helped me choose, is Picture This Plus Bramble. You may be familiar with that. I had not used it before, but I hope my colors are gonna show up, people. This was just a stitch to enjoy. Bramble has mottling of greenish in it, which you're not gonna be able to see, I'm afraid. But these are all the called for. And just cannot wait to have this framed. I know I should wait to put it up until next November or early December, but goodness, I just want to enjoy it. So I started in the middle and then worked out from there. And at a certain point, I went ahead and did the border and finished that because it was very repetitive. So that was helpful. I memorized what I was doing. And then I went down and finished the bottom. Blackbird designs are such easy patterns to follow. Is this why everyone loves them so much, other than because they're beautiful? But this will definitely be framed for next Christmas. And a special thank you to my daughter who chose this for me. It was done 2 over 2, and the count, I should have told you, sorry, was 32 count. 2 over 2 with the specialty flosses. So, second finish of 2022. My first finish being the little pillow for my friend that said Sister Stitchers. Okay, now, you know that I am in a focus for a finish on several pieces. But a piece reappeared this month because of a friend and viewer who remarked, when are we going to see Mary, Queen of Scots again? And so many of you have messaged me about Mary. And you know, I had some counting errors with the border and put her in the bottom of the pile. But since it's Valentine's month and Mary is a red stitch, and because this dear viewer and friend of our family said, I'd love to see her again, I pulled Mary out and I have made some really good progress. So I want to show you Mary. This one is by Papillon Creations, and it is called Mary, Queen of Scots. It's a huge piece, and I had made so much progress, and then that error just discouraged me. But it needs to be finished because we want it hanging in our living room. So I chose for this piece DMC 816, which is a very nice red. And so Mary is all in that red. And if you will excuse all the threads, I'm going to try to show you what I did in January and this first part of February, and then I'll show you the whole piece. Sorry for the fiddling. Okay, maybe this will work. Okay, so this is the top of the piece, and I have completed the motif at the top. Right here, that I completed last night. And then I also did the alphabet, let's see, H, I, J, K, and L, since I have pulled her back out. Which does not look like a lot, but guys, the stitching on each of those letters, there are a lot of stitches. So my goal is to finish the alphabet. Don't even know how many letters that would be. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 more letters, which is definitely doable. And then I will tackle what I must do to get the border to work. Let me see if I can hold up the whole piece for you. Okay. Now that in the middle was my gridding to try to figure out where I was with the border, but you can see on the bottom the motif in the center, and the one on each side are complete. And I am so hopeful that that skeleton of a border is in the right place. But I'm ready to rip that out if I must. Try to figure out what I need to do. Now there are some small motifs missing. You can see those blank spaces, but I'm going to save those until I have figured out my border. And then Mary will be finished. You can see how big she is. This is not going to be a cheap framing job, is it? But such a treasure. So in the lineup for Focus for a Finish, I have added Mary. I've talked to you about this before, how so many of the motifs were my favorites and they kept changing, but I have to say that unicorn is still a favorite, as is Mary with her falcon and her falcon glove and the thistle. Oh my, I love the thistle. So thank you for the encouragement to pull Mary back out. And oh goodness, I just have to keep working on her. I don't have in front of me the name of this linen, but it is also a 32 count, I believe, and I'm doing 2/2. When this one is complete, or if I come back to you with her, I will do my best to tell you what her linen is, because it is just beautiful. Such a gorgeous color and such fine linen to work on. Love Mary. The other focus for a finish is a piece that I had been reminded of by our friend Judy Hewlett, and this is my big toe, the Apostles' Creed, and you're going to get a little bit of a glare because it's in its package. You'll remember that mine is going to be the monochromatic. This is the one Judy is doing with the called for threads, and there are 2, 4, 6 gentle art threads called for there. A statement of our faith, a very precious, precious piece that I cannot wait to finish. And it also is on a gorgeous linen. This is on a white linen, but I have made good progress on this as well. This stitching is so easy and so mindless because I'm using the same, of course, floss throughout. Let me show you. It is the gentle art, and it is called Midnight. I've shown you this so many times. I'm hoping I'm not going to run out. I think I have a couple more skeins. So here is where we are on the Apostles' Creed. Let me buckle him on here. All right. So you remember that I started in the middle and worked down. Now I'm working up. So this word, Almighty, is the beginning of the second line of the whole creed. And so I only have one line above this one before I do the border. And then I'll go down and finish here at the bottom, and there will be another border. This is also a big piece, but I do think I have a good bit of fabric border that we've allowed. So focus for a finish. Love this so much. The variegations are not showing in this light, but you can see subtle blues. It'll go from dark to light, just enough. I forgot to pull the piece off the wall that I wanted to show you as its companion piece. Wonder if I don't want to mess this up, people. Brain. Next time, maybe I'll remember it next time. It's the anniversary sampler that I did for my husband and my 25th anniversary, maybe. That's been a long time ago. Maybe it was our 30th, with the same fabric and the same floss, and it was the Long Dog sampler. I promise I'll bring that next time. I don't want to mess up the video and have to start over. Anyway, so those two both I would love to have as a finish before the year gets halfway gone, maybe, if I'm focused and don't get sidetracked as I so often do. Then my last one to show you today that is my focus is my Owl Forest embroidery, and it is called Sweet Home, and I've made a lot of progress on this one, and it will also come out to be worked on so that it can be finished and framed. I think I have a spot in our kitchen where I really want to hang this one. Now, this was bought as a kit from Owl Forest in Russia. It is their fabric and their beautiful hand-dyed flosses. And I don't have my little box to show you today, although that picture is not a good one anyway. So you're going to see the whole piece as it stitches. And the progress has been made. Let's start here. with the completion of, wait a minute, wrong side. Let's do it this way. The scissors, where are my scissors? So I had finished, you saw this before it was complete. Let me get a little closer. I also finished the second quilt here. So the bottom is, I believe, complete, unless there is a small motif. There may be a small motif that needs to go here and here. And you remember that I had finished the border on the bottom, which is so pretty. I love those colors together. And then lately, I have been working here at the top. This is where the border will be like the roof of the house. So right here where you see the yellow, there will be yellow all through here between the top of the roof and then the gable there. And then on each side there will be green leaves going up along the side. So I worked a good bit on that. And then, you know, we talked about, where's our yellow border? That small, very hard to see yellow border will go down both sides. I think I would have finished that a lot quicker had it not been so difficult to see. And I am struggling with that yellow. Some of it is so pale, but with my good light, I know that I can do it. And I will do a little at a time because this is delightful to work on other than seeing the yellow. Let me hold it up again for you to get the full effect of those gorgeous colors. Such a piece for needle women and those who love home and home keeping. That little teapot and the cherries. I don't know. The watering can, they're all my favorite. The sewing machine. Look at those kitchen implements and that little shelf. And then, of course, all the beauty products and the mirror. My daughter said one of her favorite motifs is the little pink and red chair and the bookshelf. So getting close. I may really throw confetti when this was finished and head straight to the framers. Owl Forest Sweet Home. Their linen 2/2 and their hand-dyed floss. Let's talk a little bit about some haul and some plans, other than, of course, the finishes that I want to do that I've showed you. A sweet floss tuber had completed this project, and I commented on her finish and asked which magazine she had acquired the pattern from, and she sent me her magazine that she had finished. If you have not watched Katie Carney, it's Katie Stitches, you must go check her out. You will always be encouraged and ready to go do a new stitch or a new craft. But this was the beautiful piece she finished. It is John 3:16, for God so loved the world. And it was in a Leisure Arts that was from April 1995. But she did hers without the flowers, I believe. There are some specialty stitches. This is going to be on my spring new starts list. Those colors are not showing up, but it is such a beautiful and precious sampler. And I'm thinking I may go on and do the flowers, but I can always change my mind. I wonder who designed this. Do you know, I have not even looked. Linda Culp Calhoun. Just beautifully, beautifully designed. There are Algerian eyelets, the four-sided stitch, Penn's stitch I'm not familiar with, and Smyrna cross. And then there are some beads. But Katie did hers fairly quickly and just seemed to thoroughly enjoy it. So thank you to you, Katie, for sharing, and I cannot wait to show you this new start. Probably I won't begin this one until April. That might be my plan. We'll see how quickly those others are finished. And then I had been gifted from Owl Forest Embroidery, and you've seen this, the beautiful design Russian windows. These colors are just exquisite, and I want to show you the flosses if I can find my white paper. Where did I put it? Here it is. Look at these. Oh my goodness. But I do not have my fabric yet. So I have told myself that once one of those big projects, either Mary or the Apostles' Creed or Sweet Home, is finished, then I will get fabric for Russian windows because I need to be stitching with those flosses. Lovely, just lovely. So that I hope to start before the summer, maybe even sooner than the John 3:16 sampler, but just to get into those beautiful colors. And finally, I was overwhelmed by the gift from another precious viewer of every Paula Vaughn I think I've ever seen and loved. I got this package in the mail, and it was, well, you're going to see how thick, because I'm about to show you all these books. Look at this. This envelope came, and I'm like, you said Paula Vaughn. I had no idea it was going to be Paula Vaughn's exhaustive. Oh my goodness. So retirement is going to hold a lot of Paula Vaughn stitching. I'm going to quickly show you what I have, and then we'll do a quick life update, and we'll be gone for the day. But amazing, people. This is book 56, and it is the one, Quilts for All Seasons. Now, I don't quilt, but I have friends who do, and I think stitching the quilts from the significant months is what I will do, such as the birthdays in the family, which my dear friend has done for her family. So I have all the quilts for all seasons. Then I have the one called Summer Breeze, and this looks like our hometown where we grew up. Isn't that beautiful? I have the upstairs sewing room, and this looks like my grandmother's sewing machine, which is in storage right now, which I am dying to get in my home. My dear father-in-law refinished that cabinet for me years ago. Then I have the one called Yesterday's Garden with the old watering can and the beautiful flowers. Then this one is called Fresh Cuttings. Look at that rocking chair on the porch. Then Poems and Promises. So many of these could hang in a grouping. Favorite Things, and this is someone hand quilting, I guess. Her quilt is in a hoop. Look at those beautiful flowers. Through a Mother's Eyes, the wedding one that Paula designed. Oh, excuse me. Dry throat. Midsummer Roses. Look at the garden hat. Straw hat. The Fabric of Dreams. This is another quilting one. You quilters will know exactly what that design is, I'm sure. I love this one. A Bouquet for Elizabeth. That's one of our family names. Victorian Bouquet, another beautiful one. Look at the embroidery in the hoop. Tea, Roses, and Romance. Oh, I see the teapot now. I had not seen that before. How beautiful. Perfect Patterns. This is for the cat lovers out there. Look at those cats on the quilt. And I love this porch and the wicker furniture. Oh, excuse me. Did we do Delicate Beauties already? I don't think so. So beautiful. This one is the sweetest. I do think I'm going to have to do this one for grandchildren or just for our home. There's the little boy bedtime prayers and the little girl. And this one I am stitching. Yes, this is the one I need to pull back out. The porch swing. I had made some good progress on that one and it got buried under all the WIPS. You know how we do. Grandmother's house. Oh my goodness. I definitely have got to do several of these. The one that's calling me is the piano. But look at this. This looks like my grandmother's living room. So sweet. And then the kitchen. I love it. So definitely that one. Spring Remembered. This is part 2 of Spring Remembered. And then Quilting Lessons. I should share that with my quilting friends. And would that be... No, people, we have more. Cherished Moments. Goodness, excuse me. Let's see. One more. This is called... Oh, please. Well, if I knew how to edit, I would edit all this out. Sneezes and coughs. This one is called At Home with Paula. They're so... Oh, my word, people. I don't know if I've ever done that to y'all before. Cry and cough and sneeze. That's embarrassing. I'm choked up over Paula Vaughn. And then in this lovely package, there were other designers. This one is called Victorian Christmas Treasures. And at some point, these have to be stitched because I love the pastels for Christmas as well as traditional Christmas colors. That one is designed by Linda Bird. And then this one, I've never done a just Nan. But will you see that the beads are here? This is Nan's Garden. And again, specialty stitches. Is this a lifetime of stitching in this envelope that came to me in the mail? This one, this sweet friend, is stitching herself. But she had apparently an extra copy. This is Lila's Studio, A Quaker Welcome. Now, there is nothing in this that I do not love. The willow tree, the pineapple, the houses, the colors, and those birds. So somewhere at the top of the list is going to be this one. And for those of you who are my age or older, you will remember the adorable Holly Hobby. Is she the cutest? And this book actually has several designs. So I'll have to decide. The one on the bicycle is just so fun. But this is the traditional Holly Hobby we grew up loving. And this one is designed by Gloria and Pat. So those of us who cross-stitched back in the day remember this so well. Thank you to this viewer who so graciously shared her stash. I'm overwhelmed. I am about to be at a 30-minute video that I don't think I've ever done. So if I have rambled or spent too much time showing new stash, please forgive me, but I needed to share and just share the excitement of having extra stitchy time and some progress on my WIPS. Life update, work is going well. Retirement will be April. Looking at beautiful weather for the week, which we're excited about. I'm always excited about the sunshine. And sending love and my thanks for your words of encouragement, your comments, which I always appreciate. And before we hit 30 minutes, I'm going to say goodbye. I hope to be back soon. Please let me know what you're working on and let me know any comments about what I've shown or what we have planned. you as well as me. Take care and happy Valentine.